All right, so I guess this is happening. So this is my pile of junk 1997 Camaro base model. It's got T-tops though, so it's good. 3.8 liter V6, 5-speed manual transmission, whatever tires and wheels that came with it. As you can see, it's a big pile of crap, and it's an even bigger pile of crap stacked on top of it. This car hasn't run in about 9 years or so, 8 or 9 years, something like that. As you can see, back bumper, front bumper, no back bumper. Doors are on, but they're primered, but they're nice, blocked and straight. I got a little bit of a test color there. New side mirror here. I got another one that's going on the other side, but not on this car. This car is too far gone for me to fix, especially here in my garage. If you hear a hum, I got a furnace going on so I can actually work and be warm. Hopefully these videos kind of turn out a little bit. Oh, by the way, if you haven't noticed, this is WolfonTwoWheels. And as you can see, my two wheels is parked back there because there's a bunch of white crap on the ground right now and I can't go riding. So I decided I'm gonna work on this. As you can see, I got lots of crap over there too. Some of it's needed, some of it's garbage. I have to go through all that stuff. So this car, too far gone. This body at least, too far gone. There's lots of rust. There's holes in the floor. I replaced the rocker panels already, but I did a pretty shit job on the other side. As you can see, rust is starting down there. Tires are flat. Missing body panels and whatnot. It's really dusty. So the story behind this car, well, let's go back to when I was in high school, about, what was it, 12 years ago now, when I got this car. At the time I was driving a 1990 Beretta GTZ. I think it was the 1.8 liter, I can't remember. No, I think it was the 2.4 quad 4 over dual overhead cam. Anyways, I was driving that around and I had some mechanical issues with it. And anyways, so I took it to a local shop where I used to live, and the guy did about, I don't know, $1,000 or maybe a little bit more than that of work on it. And comes back and he's like, you know what? I got a good deal for you. And this is where I kind of fell for it because I love that Beretta, but he pulls me out front and he's like, look, I just came into this 1997 Camaro 30th anniversary edition, 5-speed. I think he would look real good in that driver's seat. I'm like, okay, so you know, take it out for a test drive. Felt great. All 200 horsepower of it. I was like, you know what? Feels good. At this point, the biggest engine I had was the 2.4. So the 3.8 liter seemed like fantastic. I wasn't really into, you know, V8s and all that stuff back then. Still not into V8s. But, so, like I said, and that's the center console out of here. But, like I said, 3.8 liter V6. Oh, losing my bolts. About 200 or so. Maybe a little less now. Oh, it's not putting down anything now. But about 8 years ago, I was working at an auto body shop, and I decided to repaint the thing. Now, should have taken all of a week or two to get all the body prep done and get it in primer and paint and, you know, out the door. 2 weeks. This was supposed to be a 2-week project. Then I decided, you know what? Let's do vertical doors. I was young. I was stupid, yes. But I was like, let's do vertical doors. So I got a vertical door kit, and they're sitting over here because I'm not going to use them. And I took the fenders off, took the bumper off, put them on, and I was like, cool. I think I have a few pictures. I'll put them here. It looked good. I do like vertical doors still, kind of, but it's not right for this car. So when I installed them, I had to cut the fenders out, and I don't know if you can see, but I had to cut it here. Now that's a mounting tab, and these are polyurethane fenders, and they're all plastic urethane fenders, but that caused this to flop in the breeze. So I had to get a new set of fenders because I cut both sides. So I was like, you know what, while I'm at it, I'll get a new front bumper. Here's the old front bumper. This one is the original one that came on the car, when I got it at least. It didn't have an emblem. As you can see, well, now it's all scratched up and, you know, garbaged on the bottom and whatnot. It was starting to break these tabs off, and the lower air dam wasn't fitting and all that stuff. And so I decided, you know what, get a new front bumper. Okay, got it. And I got a new emblem too to go on it, but this bumper doesn't have the indent for the new emblem. So I was like, okay, cool. I will not use the emblem. I still have that emblem though. Open up the hood, started getting it ready for paint, and then I noticed this edge along here on my old one was getting all rusted out. There's holes in it and whatnot. So got a new hood. That's, you know, a couple $100, or like $150 and $100 for the fenders. It's like, okay, cool. Get all these parts, get ready to, you know, get ready to paint. Find rust in the rocker panels. So, and you can see my booger welds. This is a long time ago. I haven't gotten much better, but this is all amateur stuff, and I want to make that very, very clear. All amateur. I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't have the right, you know, tools. I didn't have the time. I didn't have, you know, the guidance and all. I can make a bunch of excuses, but here it is. So anyways, I got the car to this point about 8 years ago, except for this is recent, but I got it to this point, and I got laid off from that body shop, and the boss was a real dick, and I lost a bunch of parts out of here, mostly interior stuff, and lots of nuts and bolts, stuff like that. So got this, put it in a garage. It's sat not in this garage, but in another garage for a few years. Then I moved here, and it sat here for 3 years. Now I'm deciding to do it again. So this car is junk. This body is junk. Well, sitting just outside that door, I have a 1996 Camaro. It has the 3.8 liter V6 with a 5-speed transmission. T-tops, nice silver color. It's got some rust, but it's in way better condition than this. Way better. If you noticed, usually back here on this quarter panel, there is a hole, I think right about there, for the antenna. I decided to delete that. And luckily, I'm going to be doing the exact same thing on that car out there, because there's a big rust spot around that antenna. So, I got that car. I got that car earlier, or in 2017, in like May, June, around there. And I paid $1,600 for it. Now, why was it so cheap? Well, the engine's got a rod knock in it. The guy revved it out, and that engine has to be torn apart. This engine used to run. This engine was good. So the transmission in this as well it's grinding between first and second. So the 1-2 synchro is just, it's probably just all mashed up, and I'd have to tear down the transmission, send it out to a transmission shop and get it rebuilt, and that's, you know, a couple $1,000s for me. So instead, I bought that car. Transmission is great, doesn't grind, new clutch, but the motor is bad. This motor is good. You see where I'm going with this? So I'm gonna pull this motor out of this frame, pull all the parts I can off of here, send this, whoop. So I'm gonna pull this motor out of this frame, pull all the parts that I can off of here, put those into storage, and yeah, pull motor, transmission, rear end, all the parts that I can, T-tops. I think the front glass I'm going to leave in there, hood taken off, fenders, bumper, wheels, front brakes I did right before I parked it. So I'm going to take all that stuff off. Yeah, take the rear end out because it's brand new. I think it's a 323 gear in there. I'm going to take the rear hatch off because these can sell for quite a bit of money. Same with the T-tops. Actually, the T-tops on the 96 aren't all that great, so I'm going to replace them with these ones because these ones are in perfect condition, beneath all the dust and dirt and grime and all that stuff. So that's the plan for this. So I'm pulling the motor out of this, pulling the transmission out of this, pulling the motor and transmission out of that. I'm swapping the transmission from the 96 to the 97, taking the 97 engine with all the wiring, so it's, you know, direct bolt up, and putting that into the 96 with the 96 transmission with the new clutch. Now I will have a spare T5 transmission and a 3800 that I can use eventually. I'm going to tear down, when I pull this one out, I'm going to put it on an engine stand that I just bought, and I'm going to tear it down, re-gasket everything. So that's new head gasket, new valve cover gaskets, intake manifold gasket, exhaust gaskets, probably new water pump, maybe. Basically go through and clean everything. I'm going to take the heads off, clean out all the cylinders, clean out all the valves, lap the valves, and I'm going to have videos on this, hopefully. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long. But I'm going to get started on this. So